You. So I'm starting a little like video podcast talk show kind of a thing. I'm gonna try to upload these like once a week or once every other week on YouTube. But best believe I will be likely recording these more than once a week, every other week. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna try to record at least twice a week, maybe like three a week, kind of a thing. Just understand that every single one will be uploaded to Patreon. It's just that, I'm gonna be putting them little by little on YouTube. So if you want to see these Jones as soon as I make them type shit, Patreon. Because like when y'all see like by the time y'all get two podcasts, Patreon probably got like five of them bitches, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, and then by the time y'all see the five, they got like 10, 15, you know what I'm saying? But here's how I'm gonna do these, right? I'm gonna set a timer for 30 minutes and just like talk. Sometimes I may have like some weed with me. I may smoke on. If I smoke on camera, YouTube is definitely not seeing that one. I don't give a fuck. YouTube, y'all can't see me do that on camera because I don't want them to fucking, you know what I mean? But yeah, I'm gonna be, I might smoke sometime. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes I be like, hey yo, aliens, pull up through the, because I have portals. Y'all can't see, but I have portals all around my fucking wall and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? So I could be like, hey, aliens, pull up. What the fuck y'all want to say? Type shit. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I will be doing. I'm just gonna set this timer. I may have niggas pull up, aliens pull up. I may smoke some shit. You know what I'm saying? But I'm just gonna overall just be talking about some cool shit for 30 minutes. So let's set the timer and go. So the first thing I'm gonna speak about is flow. Damn, it's 11:11. This must be a good topic for today, huh? So, cause I just kept on thinking about like what the, cause like I'm not really gonna plan what I talk about. Let me pause this real quick. I'm not gonna plan what I'm talking about. I'm just gonna like go off of what the fuck I feel. And I was just kind of feeling like flow, talk about flow. You know what I'm saying? And starting this shit, all I could feel is just flow popping up, just flow. And I kind of feel some Andromeda and shit. So maybe the Andromedas want to teach y'all niggas about flow. But let me start the shit now. So with flow, right? Inside of my own life, I have been on like some real flowy nigga shit, you know what I'm saying? And one big part of that is my dragon aspect because I always talk about the way of the dragon, right? Dragons, they kind of like just like they're very smart and stuff like that, but they kind of are like more intuitive and they just like go with the flow of things, right? So with that being said, it's like with me, right? I kind of just do what I feel like doing. Now here's the thing: people be like, oh, like you can't just wait for motivation to hit you and stuff like that. You gotta be disciplined, like discipline over motivation, which is true, right? But at the same time, it's like with me, right? I do shit at the right time. But granted, there is stuff like this. Like, let's say I'm flowing, right? And like I don't feel like doing certain things, right? But then I peep, holy shit. Because I have not been doing this, a certain goal may not be reached. But it's like when I start thinking like, oh, a goal may not be reached, that puts the fire inside me, then I get that shit done and then it's all good. So it's like worry kind of helps you at the same time because like if you experience worry, right? Only experience that shit for like 5 seconds because nigga, you're doing all the right shit. The worry is just making you focus on this new thing. You know what I'm trying to say? So it's like with me, right? I kind of just do what I feel. And like it's kind of just always the right thing. But like I said, I'll be like, oh shit, I've been doing this. I should have been doing that shit. But it's not like I should have been doing that shit. It's just that now I'm seeing, okay, I might want to do that shit. You know what I'm saying? So it's like the worry just kind of helps you get on track. And that'd be your motivation. You know what I'm saying? So that's one thing about flow. I feel like flowing inside life is very important. Cause like when I try to force myself to do shit, that shit do not be working the fuck out. You know what I'm saying? Like that whole grind culture, I feel it, but it's like it's not always fully true. But the thing is, right? People who are inside a grind culture, they always act like, oh, nigga, discipline over motivation, right? I don't always wake up feel like I want to do this shit. Understand though, with them it's like they're kind of going with the flow too. It's just that their grind mode kind of is their flow, if you know what I mean. Like there's been times in my life where I'm just grinding hard as shit on like just this one thing because I just felt like doing that. Like I'd even wake up, right? I don't feel like doing that shit, but a part of me is like I kind of. It's like I don't feel like doing it, but I also do. Like in the back of my mind, I'm like, nigga, nah, I do this shit. Then I do that shit. You know what I'm saying? So like even then I would kind of be flowing because it's not like I just hopped out of bed and I did that shit. No, nigga, I woke up, feel like, I don't want to do this shit. But then like I started chilling, and then that fucking, I'm like, nah, I gotta do this shit. And the more I think, nah, I gotta do this shit, I get the energy to actually do this shit. You know what I'm saying? Like people who work out every day, right? They may not wake up wanting to work out, but they start thinking like, if I don't work out, it's gonna be bad. Then they start feeling like, oh, I'm a fucking work out. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, even those people who say, oh, I don't feel like doing certain shit, I still fucking do this shit. A lot of times, it's like they don't feel like doing it, but then they'll feel bad, which makes them feel like doing it. And even then, they're going with the flow and shit. You know what I'm trying to say? So it's like flow is a really weird thing because one may think like, oh, going with the flow and just going off how you feel, that's not that good. But then even with that shit, right? Let's say you're flowing on doing some negative shit, right? A lot of times if you do like some negative shit, your body will be affected by it. Like let's say you're just overeating, right? Okay. You're in the flow and just, oh, I feel like eating, I'm gonna eat. I feel like eating, I'm gonna eat. You know what I'm saying? At some point, you're gonna eat too much. And you're gonna be like, damn, I don't feel like eating, and they're just gonna switch that shit the fuck over. So I'm not saying that you should just act off of all your impulses. That's not what the fuck I'm saying. I'm just saying that even when you do that, you're still in the flow, and you can still get redirected to do the quote unquote right thing. You know what I'm trying to say? So it's like, yeah, and now I understand there are overweight people who they have the upset stomach. They're getting overweight, but they still just cannot stop eating. You know what I'm saying? So I get that. Are they inside the flow of just eating? I mean, like, yeah, but here's the thing, right? The bigger they get, the more like insecure they probably feel. And they're either gonna have like major health problems that force them to change some shit, or the insecurity is gonna change that shit. Something's gonna happen to change that shit. It could end up being death. You know what I'm saying? That could be a thing. You know what I'm saying? But who are we to actually say they did the right thing, they did the wrong thing? Like, life will steer them in a certain way if it's supposed to, whether it be through their own confidence issues, whether it be them having health issues, whether it be them dying. Like, they're still kind of getting steered in a certain kind of way. So, like, this whole flow thing is really kind of like weird and intricate. You know what I'm saying? Because I know people who get inside of a flow of fucking off, but they fuck off so much that they say, God, I'm tired of fucking off. Then they go grind mode. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, it really did just like, everything kind of went according to plan kind of thing. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, you know what I'm trying to say? So that's one thing. You know what I'm saying? I want to say this too. Having like a clear and peaceful mind is very important because when your mind is clear, right? That's when you're open to everything, including higher guidance. A lot of people have all different kinds of different thoughts and different voices. I mean, it may sound like your voice, but your voice somehow contradicts itself. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna make a video actually about developing your mental man. That's gonna be a Patreon exclusive. So YouTube, when y'all see this shit, if you want to see that, Patreon down below. However, I probably will upload that video on YouTube at some point. Just not really. I don't see myself doing it really anytime soon. We're gonna see about that. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? But developing your mental man is very important, just for like understanding yourself, but it's also good for spiritual warfare to understand like, nigga, what is you and what's not you. You know what I'm saying? So with that being said, right, you have all these different voices that say do this, no, do that, and it may sound like your voice, but one saying do this, other one saying do that, and it's like you get pulled in all these different ways. When your mind is clear, right, and you're only open to the higher shit, it's like you just let the higher shit come through. You're like, okay, I feel like this, I'm gonna do this. So it's like having a clear mind allows you to flow way easier because you're open to the higher guidance. Like, you may have some bodily shit that says, oh, do this dumb shit. Then the higher guidance says, no, don't do that dumb shit. And it's like, you could flow with the instinctual body shit, but it's like true flow is when like your mind is just clear and you just letting shit flow through you. You know what I'm saying? And like, I mean, you can clear your mind and have impulses pop the fuck up, but like, you'll feel the disturbance of that shit. Like, it feels like disturbing. Like, I want to have a clear mind, but then I just get disturbed. It's like ass energy. When it's like higher guidance shit coming through, it's like, You could even have impulses come up inside of a flowy kind of way. And here's what I mean by that. You could have an impulse come up that says, "Hey, do this shit," right? Now, when you're inside that clear mind state, just kind of flowing and stuff like that, that shit could pop up and it'll just go the fuck by. You know what I'm saying? However, when you are attached to the impulse, that's when it gets kind of disturbing. It's like, oh, like you're trying to have this calm shit, then the impulse pops up like, do this shit. You know what I'm saying? It's like you attach to that shit and actually act off that shit. You're not fully just flowing with shit, because if you're fully just flowing with shit, the impulse could pop the fuck up, but you won't be attached to this shit. And then when the higher shit pop up, you won't be attached to that either, but you'll kind of just decide like, okay, I want to do that one. You know what I'm saying? It's really weird and hard to describe, but here's a good example, right? Kind of, actually. A kind of good example. Not really. Here's an example of flow when it comes to dragons, right? So I have a dragon dad, right? Which is actually me on a higher level because I have a 7D celestial dragon form. Damn, I should have mentioned that shit inside my video about accessing different past lives and shit like that, because I could have explained the whole 7D, 5D, whatever the fuck bullshit. I have a 7D celestial dragon form, right? However, when it manifests inside like 5D and lower, it manifests as a whole entire family. You know what I'm saying? And it's two. You have my mom and my dad, right? Then you have five siblings, right? You know what I'm saying? And we pretty much all represent different aspects of that one celestial dragon. You know what I'm trying to say? So it's like on a lower level, it's like there's an earth crystal dragon, a fire crystal dragon. On like a lower level, I'm only the earth dragon. But on higher levels, I'm actually all of them because we all come from the 70 celestial dragon. You know what I'm trying to say? So with that being said, right, my dragon dad, who is also me on a higher level, right? At one point, he would just be chilling, right? Like he just chilling. He's just getting guided to do certain things and stuff like that. And at some like he wouldn't think about what does the future. I got to talk about that, planning shit out for the future. He'll be like, what does the future? He's not like, what does the future have to hold? You know what I'm saying? However, at one point he got shown the future. He was just flowing and he got shown that shit. So I brought that up for something about how pretty much like you'll have certain shit come through. You'll just know when to act off that shit. Like you'll know when it's like some higher shit. You know what I'm saying? That's why I said this example is like, it's an example. It's not fully good with what the fuck I was talking about when it comes to lower impulses and higher impulses, but it does kind of show how like you just like receive some shit and you're like, okay, yeah, I'm gonna do that shit because you just know it's some higher shit. You know what I'm saying? But like, let's talk about planning shit out for the future, because as a time kind of a nigga, I even made a video about writing out timelines and creating certain timelines for myself inside of this life. That's on Patreon down below. So for the YouTube people, if you want to see that whole creating timeline shit, Patreon down below. I'm gonna keep on shouting my shit up. My shit lit as fuck. You don't have to join it. I'm not trying to pressure you. I'm just letting you know I do have extra content down below. You know what I'm saying? If you want that shit, you could afford that shit. It's only $5 and $10. You know what I'm saying? So it's not too expensive, but I understand that some of y'all cannot be doing that shit every single month. That's why I have a YouTube that's free. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not trying to always sell you some shit. I'm just letting you know. If you want some exclusive content, you could afford that shit down below. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, right? Like I was saying, as a time nigga, right? I do plan certain shit out, and that is a fact. But even then, it's like I kind of get guided to plan shit out. Because the whole making timeline shit, right? I explained how all I really did was just open my clairvoyance, and then I saw my avian higher self and a couple other higher selves. I saw them come through, and they were teaching me about creating timelines. And then from there, I was just urged to create a certain timeline and a certain plan for myself. But once I made that plan, right? It's like I made the plan. I know what's coming. Now I'm just flowing with the shit. Because even with my dragon dad, right, when he received that whole future vision shit, right, he kind of did start to plan for the future. But it's not like he was like, oh, I'm going to like plan for the future like off the rip. He just saw the shit and then it made him flow by making a plan for the future. So even with me, right, even though I'll plan out certain shit, it's like I kind of just get urged to do this. So even then, I'm still kind of going off the flow. You know what I'm saying? I just kind of like flow. I'm like, oh, I feel like planning some shit out. Let me do this shit. Even then, that's kind of a flow kind of thing. You know what I'm saying? And then it's like when you're focused on like this one goal and stuff like that, you'll kind of just be urged to do things in a flow that aligns with those goals and with those timelines. You know what I'm saying? I'm actually going to make a video about one pointed focus. That is going to be Patreon exclusive also. However, YouTube, you guys will see that pretty soon. You know what I'm saying? That is one I will upload on YouTube pretty soon. However, when it comes to the whole like whatever the other one I said, I forgot what video that was. Whatever the fuck that one is, damn, I should remember that shit. I gotta record that for y'all. Let me pause my timer in this video. Hold up. Pause that and pause this. The Mental Man, yeah, that one. If that hits YouTube, it's gonna be later than the whole one pointed focus shit. You know what I'm saying? But let me start this timer again. So yeah, nigga. Long story short, when you have a certain goal, you're like, yeah, that's my fucking goal. You kind of actually do get into the flow of that goal. You know what I'm saying? So I want to say that too. But let's talk now about like ETs and how they communicate with you because people don't understand, right? When beings talk to you, right? They don't use words. Like you may hear words, right? That's because they're sending you a frequency and you are interpreting that as words. Even me as I talk, right? I'm literally condensing frequency into words. Okay? But I mean, some aliens can use words, like they actually say the word, but oftentimes with these higher vibrational beings, right, they don't say words to you. They simply just express a frequency to you, and then your brain will interpret that frequency. And understand that if you don't have a concept for certain things, then it's going to be hard to understand what certain ETs are saying to you. Also, if you misunderstand the concept, right? Like let's say like there's an ET, right? Who is teaching you to become like a fucking like master of reality, right? You may interpret that shit as becoming a god. With me, right? Shit, with Andromedans, right? Andromedans are currently teaching me how to become like damn near a master of the universe. You know what I'm saying? Every like whenever they talk about it though, I kind of do this on purpose too. I make the word become Master Jedi, dead ass. You know what I'm saying? Or Jedi Master. You know what I'm saying? I be doing that shit. Like, I like when they talk, I kind of make them say Jedi Master, which is like, and one was funny. I could tell that whatever they're fucking saying is not fully Jedi Master, but like whenever I feel that frequency, I make it Jedi Master. But even it kind of feels off sometimes, which is why like sometimes when I like have them talk to me, right? Like it's like the frequency comes through to me, right? And then words start playing out, right? And then it's like sometimes it's like whatever they're saying will become like two words at the same time. Like for example, there's a certain place I was at in Arcturus, right? And they call it like the it's like the white planet, but also like the light planet. So I call it like the white light planet. But it's like they're not saying white light. Whatever word they're saying means white, and it also means light at the same time. And planet, I don't even know if it's fully fucking planet for real. You know what I'm saying? Like when I interpret that shit, I could feel like these words are not fully right. But at the same time, right? I don't always need the words. Like, you know how sometimes you can just see somebody and like you just know like, oh, they're fucking mad. You just see them and you feel, holy fuck, they're mad. They don't gotta say, oh nigga, I'm mad because X, what? No, you just feel that shit. And with me, I do readings. So I could be inside of your field, right? And I ain't gonna lie, sometimes I'm inside some of y'all fields and like I'll ask certain shit, but I'm seeing way more than what the fuck I'm asking. You know what I'm saying? But I just don't let y'all know that because sometimes I see shit. I'm like, oh, I don't gotta fucking see that shit. But like, still, like, long story short, right? I brought it up because when I'm inside y'all shit, right, I could get a lot of information, right? But I just feel that shit. Like, it don't gotta be like words coming through. You don't gotta tell me that shit. I just automatically know that shit, right? You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't gotta say it. and no words have to be said, but I don't know, holy shit, you just went through a breakup because it the frequency just feels like that. You know what I'm saying? And when certain beings talk to me, right? Like for example, when I got my fucking, I got this like grid system upgrade thing. Whatever they said is not actually grid system. I just interpret the words as that, right? But anyway, when they were explaining to me that I was getting some kind of upgrade shit, I was laying in bed, right? And I just felt some upgrade shit kind of happening. And then I could like feel beings around me, and I started interpreting what they were saying into words. They were like, you're getting this new grid system shit. And whatever they're saying is not grid system, but that's like the most accurate word that my brain can interpret it as, right? They're like, we're installing a new grid system inside of you and stuff like that. And they're explaining like all this shit, right? At some point, I'm like, nigga, I get it. I don't need the words, whatever. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because they just sent me a frequency, but I'm breaking that shit down into hella motherfucking words. It got to a point, I'm like, nigga, I get it. Okay, cool. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, like, you don't always need the words, but I brought that up because ETs will talk to you, or certain beings talk to you, and then you get certain thoughts, right? And you'll hear certain words, right? But whatever words you have is not fully what they're saying, which is why reading books actually is very helpful, because when you read books, right, especially spiritual books, right, you'll understand certain spiritual concepts, you know what I'm saying? And it makes it easier to interpret whatever the fuck these beings are saying. The first night I got my past life memories, right? They were telling me, they're like, you read enough books to understand certain concepts that we're explaining to you. That's what they said, right? Now, of course, they're just saying frequency, but I interpret the frequency as, nigga, you read enough books to understand da 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 type shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, I have read enough books to understand certain concepts, you know what I'm saying? That they were telling me at the time. Now, even now, I still learn more shit. Like, for example, when like something I learned about recently, right, is harmonic universes, right? Patreon video down below, you know what I'm saying, for the YouTube people, right? I'm gonna make another video about that shit though, because inside the harmonic universe video, I kind of was like all over the place. I understand that shit way more now, but while before I understood harmonic universes, right, certain shit they were explaining to me was like, it was kind of hard to understand. Like, it was like, what, nigga? But then I started understanding harmonic universes, and then it started making a whole bunch more sense. I could get more information now, you know what I'm saying? Also, understand the different realms in general. That helped me a lot with talking to certain beings, because a lot of these beings exist on these higher realms, you know what I'm saying? And it's like, when you don't understand what the fuck these realms even are, they'll explain some shit about that realm, but you have no concept for it. So you're like, nigga, what? But then you understand the realm a slight bit. You'll understand the realm just a little bit, right? And because you have certain understanding, they could build upon that shit and teach you even more shit. Cause me, right, I'll learn a lot from ETs, right, that I didn't get from a book. But because I read a book, right, it's like I had certain concepts to build off of. Like, for example, right, inside school, they may have never taught you what the fuck 25 plus 26 is, right? However, if you got taught how to add, you now know how to do any addition problem. You know what I'm saying? So if you get taught certain concepts, you could find out the rest of the answers to other shit. You know what I'm saying? So like with reading books, right? You learn how to fucking add, and now spirit guys tell you, okay, nigga, 2 plus 6 is this, 8 plus 6 is that, and you can understand it now because you know how to fucking add. You know what I'm trying to say? So when you understand certain concepts, it becomes way easier to talk to certain beings, at least when it comes to like hearing the words, because you could like because like with me, right, there's been times where like I'll understand certain shit on like an energetic level, but I could never in my life explain that shit to you. You know what I'm saying? Like, because I don't really have like the full concept, but I just could, like, it's like I feel you, I know what you're saying type shit. But then I get the concept, and I can actually explain the fucking words to y'all. You know what I'm trying to say? So now it's like, oh yeah, I understood this concept. Here's what the fuck they said, X, Y, and Z. So like, so you may have times where you just like intuitively know, oh yeah, I should do this. Oh yeah, I should do that. You don't really need words all the time. It's just that for breaking down frequency into more concrete concepts, it does help to actually like understand certain. Like, let me give you an example, right? I can't show y'all this shit on my screen, but you have the causal realm and the mental realm, right? The causal realm is abstract thought. You know what I'm saying? Like babies, right? They don't think in words. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like they just like have this abstract thought shit that helps them to understand certain shit inside the outside world. But they don't have concrete thought. Concrete thought with all that words and shit, that comes inside the fucking mental plane. You know what I'm trying to say? So with that being said, right? You may understand things on like an abstract causal kind of level. But it's like when you actually get the concept for certain shit, you actually build your mental awareness and turn the concrete abstract shit. Wait, did I say the I don't know what the fuck I just said. Anyway, here's what I meant to say. When you actually build the concrete concepts, right? You could turn the abstract thought causal word shit into some concrete mental realm understanding concrete shit with words and stuff like that. You know what I'm trying to say? So that's one thing too. Beings taught to you through frequency. They don't always use words. A lot of times you're just saying a frequency and then you interpret that shit as words. Because you'll peep inside, like, when you actually, like, are fully inside the astral realm, not perceiving the physical realm and stuff like that, and you're next to a being and they're doing telepathy shit, you'll peep like, damn, like, I just feel everything that you're saying, but, like, there's no words. Like, I'll have a being come to me, right? And, like, they're just talking to me. It's like I know what the fuck they're saying, but like I don't really hear any words. But then like I wake the fuck up and I start putting shit into words. Like a lot of times, right? I'll learn some shit at nighttime, right? Like I'll get shown some shit. You know what I'm saying? I have a being doing telepathy shit to me, but I don't really hear no words, right? But I wake up, right? And I just meditate and I turn that shit into words. Sometimes I'll even smoke and I just smoke and I just start thinking about what the fuck happened last night. And then all this word shit starts coming the fuck down. So inside these higher planes, right, it's like you know everything that they're saying, but they're not actually giving words. But inside the lower realms, you could turn that bitch into words as I be doing. Because like I said, when I get taught, they don't say, oh yeah, this plane is called this plane is called that. They just say, they show me some shit. I'm like, okay, boom, I got it. You know what I'm saying? Bet, I understand it. I can't tell you what the fuck you just said, but I understand it. Then I come back down here and I put that bitch into words. You know what I'm trying to say? So that's another thing too. Let's talk about clairvoyance because a lot of y'all are clairvoyant and you don't even know it. I'm gonna keep this one short though, you know what I'm saying? Because we only have 4 minutes left. Pretty much, right? If you simply just open up to your imagination showing you shit, you'll become more clairvoyant. I swear to God. Like with me, right? I may see somebody, right? And then inside my head, I see butterflies. You know what I'm saying? And as I'm seeing butterflies, I could like feel certain shit inside myself. I'm like, okay, this person is clearly going through transformation when it comes to these emotions. You know what I'm trying to say? Sometimes I'll actually see like their literal life. I'll see, holy shit, they just got broken up. Like, I'll literally see the argument with their ex-boyfriend or girlfriend. You know what I'm saying? So sometimes your vision can be metaphorical. Sometimes it's literal. There's all different kinds of ways of interpreting the images inside of your freaking like mind and stuff like that. But understand, if you simply just use your imagination more, right? I don't mean you create imagery. I mean you simply just say, hey, show me something. Like I just said that, right? I saw a fucking heart going like this. You know what I'm saying? Opening, damn, I could actually see why they did that shit. Damn. You see what I'm saying though? I just randomly saw a fucking heart. You know what I'm saying? And I understand what that means. It was symbolic, but it kind of means like when you open up your heart center, right? It makes it easier to understand other beings. Let me pause this real quick and then pause this. I'm gonna pull up a book that I have, right? That talks about what the heart chakra does. It talks about what the heart chakra does on the astral level. Because like you have astral chakras and etheric chakras. The astral shit is a bit different. Let me pull that up for y'all real quick. Remember how I was telling y'all about telepathy? This helps, nigga. This helps with understanding certain spiritual beings. So let me start this timer again. 3 minutes, 20 seconds left. Nigga, inside this book, right, it's called The Astral Body and Other Astral Phenomena. I'll see who the author is after I read this shit. But it says, number 4, heart chakram, or chakra. It says chakra, but I'll just say chakra. This chakra enables the man to comprehend and sympathize with the vibrations of other astral entities so that he can instinctively understand their feelings. So if you open up your heart, right, it will make it easier to understand what these beings are saying. And you see how I just said, hey, clairvoyance, show me some shit, and I saw a fucking heart and I understood why. So if you just open yourself up to imagery and let shit come through, believe me, you are becoming clairvoyant. You just gotta understand why you're seeing certain shit. And none of it's random. Like one time inside a book that I'm reading, right, this girl was doing some clairvoyant shit, right? And she had a client, and she all she would see is fucking $2. She saw $2 signs inside of mud, and she wouldn't see anything else. And she's like, "What the fuck is this?" But she said, like, since she's experienced, she said, "I just gotta tell my client what the fuck I'm seeing." She says, "Hey, all I could really see is $2 signs inside of the mud." And the client said, "I know exactly what that is. I was talking to a contractor who's doing something." Well, she was talking to a contractor, right, who was doing like something with her house, and the contractor said that if they do this shit, it's gonna double the value of her house. You know what I'm saying? So whatever this groundwork and shit was, is gonna double her money. That's why the girl saw mud with $2 signs, because this whole groundwork and contracting shit is gonna double her money. And guess what? I think it was like a month or two later. It was some time past, right? And the client emailed the clairvoyant girl, and she said, "Hey, bro, my house actually it was actually more than double in value." You know what I'm saying? So even though fucking $2 signs inside of mud may seem random, you have to trust that shit, bro. And that's what I be doing. Like, I'll talk to y'all, and I'll just start seeing certain shit, and I'm like, okay, this is metaphorical. Oh, that one. That's actually them. This is their future. This is a possible timeline. Like, there's different ways to understand clairvoyance and stuff like that. But long story short, nigga, if you open up to imagery and stuff like that, you'll become more clairvoyant. At least inside your mind's eye. I'm gonna try this shit with the outside too. Now I'm gonna be open to seeing shit in my outside reality. Damn, that might actually work. It's gonna work more depth. That's gonna like, for example, I'm gonna look over at some shit, right? And I'll be like, yo, I want to be open to seeing what the fuck is there, right? Because even as I say that shit, I could see shit inside my mind's eye and stuff like that. But like, whoa, what the yo? On my soul, on my fucking soul. I was already kind of seeing like a being inside my head, and then I just saw like a little flicker. I saw a flicker dead ass just move like this, and as I was talking before, I was like, "Oh, the timer just stopped." This is the last thing I'm gonna say, right? Because the timer's over now, right? Pretty much, as I was looking over there, thinking about the being. Well, as I'm looking over there, right, like my physical eyes, they don't really see nothing, right, over there, right? But I could see like a being inside of my mind's eye, right? And I was trying to like focus like on the space, and I kind of was getting like little like, it's like it was kind of actually forming. Then I seen some shit just go like, phew. I'm not gonna fully stamp that if you open up to seeing things with your physical eyes that you'll see them, but I'm about to do some experimentation. But I can say this for a fact. If you open up to letting your minds, and by the way, yes, I do have beings that just come inside here and stuff like that, bro. I have portals, I have all kinds of shit, bro. Gotta get used to it, you know what I'm saying? But granted, a lot of y'all have all kinds of beings around y'all. Y'all just can't see them. You know what I'm saying? You're just not tuned into that reality. You know what I'm trying to say? So at several periods of time, you do have beings around you. Like, I remember actually, damn, this is going over time, but fuck it. I was listening to this video, I think it was, and it was about some guy who's learning from like this monk, right? And the monk is doing all these offerings, right? And then the guy's like, yo, who is that for? They said, oh, it's for the angels. The guy said, where are the angels at? The guy said, all around you. There is one offering for the demons. The guy said, who is this for? The guy said, for the demons. He said, oh my God, where are the demons at? The guy said, they're all around you. when it comes to, I think one more was like one of them's for like ascendant masters or some shit like that. And the guy said, "Where are they at? All around you." Because understand that from a higher level, all of this shit is happening inside the same exact space. Like when it comes to the realms, right? The realms are not like, it's not like you have first, second, third, fourth. It's like nigga first, second, third. Like the realms overlay each other. So like at every given period of time, right? The beings inside certain realms are always all around you. You just cannot see them because you're not tapped into that realm. You know what I'm trying to say? So yeah, that's pretty much it for this podcast, though. We talked about flow, how to talk to beings, how to use clairvoyance. This was a great episode. So Patreon, I hope y'all enjoyed this shit. YouTube, I hope y'all fucked with it also. Definitely expect more of these Jones coming. And yeah, I'm gonna catch y'all.